Hey, we're back for more of these FGO live streaming. Continue on for more Avalon FA, and it looks like Mash is still not remembering anything at all, and I guess she's having some bit of like NFT with that. I forgot what's her name. Bogard, yeah, Bogard, that lion person. Anyway, we're back to my point of perspective view, section 6, whales, right? How long until we get to Wales? Well, we're taking a scenic route instead of the main road so as not to stand out. Though at this pace, I'd say we'll get there tonight, as long as we don't run into any trouble. Is something wrong, Arturia? You've been weirdly quiet for a while now. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to make Soapboss nervous, but I've been getting a really bad feeling. Like someone's been watching us all this time. I also get the feeling the carriage is going to flip over in about 5 seconds.
Ha 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 ha! Don't be silly. I'm Red Bit, the most elegant, wind-like bay horse around. I would never let a carriage I was drawing tip over, especially with passengers inside. What the? What the snort? What is it? Are we under attack? Everyone, get out of the carriage!
Hang on, we ain't under attack. The carriage just ran over something, is all. What happened, Red Horse? What happened, Red Horse? Are the roads that bad out here?
No, it's just... I'm sorry. I was just writing a poem while gazing up at the sky. And I didn't notice the large number of ferries collapsed on the road until it was too late. This is incredible. It's awful. It's incredible. There were 1, 2, 3, 6 of them blocking our way.
We're alive. We're still alive. Please. Help us. Our cargo just began acting up and attacked us out of nowhere. I hope we're not hurt too badly. In fact, we probably look completely fine. But the cargo took one of us away, down past that hill, to that isolated cave no one would ever see unless they were looking for it. Please, you've got to save him. You nice suckers. I mean, people wouldn't turn your back on a fairy in need, right? Anyone else catch that slip of the tongue there?
The hill over there? Got it. Come on, everyone. We need to hurry before it's too late.
Wait, seriously? There's a fine line between being nice and being gullible, you know. You know, I'm actually kind of impressed she's managed to survive this long. Watch the carriage, Oberon.
No problem. Good luck over there.
Up to 3 servants can be set in this quest. Fuck. I can't use my Castoria. Damn it. Oh, what does Miss Crane does? I can bring Miss Crane. This. This. Actually, I'm gonna bring Tomoe because her barn is almost there. Then leave giant and then
一
have
気
cat
火
and
星に
lizard.
畳みかける。
手に入らないのは簡単に終わらない式をこうしてあげる。食べなせるとやだな。今のうちに準備を。宝具を目を背むよく言いました。慈悲だ。神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は希望もな何人も通るにあたわず死になさいアコール無礼に諦めなさい
Okay.
じゃあつまんない練習だな。じゃあこういうのはどうだ。
何のために
行くぞ。
もちろんあれはいつか見た終わりの星どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのですさあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン
無駄だ。よーし
いい判断です
計略だ。
逃がすものか召し上げましょう夢をよく言いました死になさいアコール分断する無礼に諦めなさい
これでも勝ちは勝ちだよな。うん。
Okay.
I don't know what I would have done if you guys hadn't come along. That's the last time I go shopping in Gloucester. I should have known that bargain set was too good to be true.
You mean he actually was in trouble? I guess so. Now, I feel bad for not giving those fairies a fair shake. No matter how suspect they seem at first. Are you alright? There aren't any other fairies who were taken away, are there?
Nope, it's just the 7 of us. No 8th fairy around here. I gotta say though, you guys sure are strong. And by you guys, I mean the redhead. You, on the other hand, were crazy out there in a whole different sense of the word, lady. You were throwing out so many explosions I thought you were gonna blow me up along with our escort. Next time, you ought to take a page from the young Miss playbook. She threw a bunch of stuff at the cargo too, but she never hit me once. Going wild's all well and good, but you gotta be aware of your surroundings too, especially when there's a hostage involved. Anyone else would be sicking a lawyer on you right about now, you know?
I know. You're right. I'm doing my best to overcome my clumsiness. So I hope you can be patient while I work to improve.
You bet. I'm rooting for you, lady. At least you've got guts and that counts for a lot.
So, if you're feeling alright now, would you mind if we got going? Oh no, it's okay. No need to thank us. It seems like it'd be way more trouble than it's worth.
You sure? Now that I made you help us out, I thought I'd take it easy by sticking with you guys the rest of the way. But, alright. Besides, we've gotta head home and report to the boss that we're done taking out the trash. And here I thought we could rely on those escorts we bought. Thank goodness you guys came along to help us out. Thanks, gullible-looking lady.
You want to get out the trash? You mean Camula's pit? I thought soldiers were supposed to be escorts for that, since Moors tend to show up near the pit.
We would have gone with soldiers, but they say they don't have time for escort missions these days. That's why we got escort from a beautiful lady in Gloucester instead. She said we could have them cheap since she couldn't get the fine-tuning right.
Onionskaya.
So she sold them junk she knew was worthless, huh?
That fox woman sure is a piece of work.
Luckily, no more showed up near the pit. Guess they're all gathered around Norwich now. Man, sometimes I really worry what's gonna happen to Fairy Britain. Between Gawain, the Van Clan's biggest troublemaker, and Tristan, the Queen's pet psycho. The only decent timeline of the bunch is Lady Lancelot. Maybe I should make a break for the North. Nah, what am I saying? I could never do that. We're the 7 merry brothers, Lady Aurora's faithful servants. Hi-ho! Hi-ho! It's back to work we go! Thanks again for everything, you guys. You watch out for the Moors too, you hear?
I see. I see. For the record, it's not my fault we didn't get there. For the record, it's not my fault we didn't get there today. It's all on Artoria for dragging us into yet another's rescue. You do all understand that, right? Also, do you naturally attract trouble, Silkfrost? Are you just unlucky like that? No, I wouldn't say that. This just helped me get my bearings in terms of using my blade and all. Fairy Britain isn't like the other Lostbelt I've seen so far. I finally figured out how tough my blade needs to be. Your magecraft ain't half bad either, Artoria. I got no idea why fairies here say your scales ain't worth much, but I do know they're a great fit for me. My scabbard's feeling smoother than ever with you around. Glad you're on my side.
Thank you. Same here. I see. Unlike fairy soldiers, Muramasa doesn't just use his own magical energy to fight. He also uses external enchantments as naturally as though they were part of his own body.
True. Muramasa's fighting skills are definitely a cut above the rest. You said he's an alter ego, right? Does that mean he's not a pure servant? Well, is it okay if we tell this story, Muramasa?
Sure, go ahead. Now's as good a time as any, Silkfrost. Besides, I don't need anyone coming to me later complaining about how I was secretly a bad guy all along. Or how could I betray their trust, yada yada.
Well, it's a long story, but here goes.
So, he's the 7th mixture at this point God made? And he's actually been fighting against Silkfrost and Chaldea up until now?
Basically. Especially in Olympus, when he pulled off something really crazy right at the end. In fact, Muramasa, that reminds me, you were strong enough to cut Atlas's spear urchin in half. Yet you failed to assassinate Queen Morgan and some other fairy handed your ass to you. Can you explain to me how that works? Because I don't get it.
Nothing special to it. I'm just an alter ego who's optimized for killing gods. And that's only cause the foreign god imbued me with divine spirits who are good at that sort of thing. Apparently, one of them's a blind god of war who was responsible for Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. The others, well, kind of a wish fulfillment of mine. Don't ask. My point is, I'm not exceptionally strong or anything. I just don't have to use magical energy to kill gods. So Olympus was perfect for me. And Scandinavia? Well, Scandinavia would have been rough. You can figure out why. The Hotch Scotty, I think she was called. If this alter ego version of me had met her, I might have flown into a genuine rage. I know the blind god of war would have had words to say about her, of all gods being fooled. Anyway,
There you have it. I'm pretty useful when I'm up against divine spirits, or in worlds where divine spirits are calling the shots. So you're really strong when facing gods, huh? Now I see. I had a feeling this was the case, but you just helped me clarify it, Muramasa. The land of the Fae has no concept of religion, which means, yup, there are no gods in Britain. Though I've no idea how this world ended up like that. It's damn peculiar. The whole world is ruled by fairies, but they ain't a trace of gods. The greatest mystics ever, anywhere. Well, that only makes sense, don't you think? I mean, it's only humans who desire gods. Fairies can do anything they want on their own, so they don't have to rely on a higher power for help. So of course their society isn't going to think up gods. You know, that is a good point. I'll have to write all this down later in my next message to Chaldea. I wonder what Holmes is gonna have to say about it.
I don't know much about these god things either, so I can't speak to that. But you are still Silfrost's enemy, right? I'm glad you're here helping us now, but, are you really comfortable working alongside your enemy?
You don't have to worry about that, Artoria. It's like I told you back in Gloucester. Now that you saved me, I'm gonna stick with you, Child of Prophecy. It's easier for me that way. I ain't usually one to find fault with my own work, but at least this one is a job I can finally get behind. So you're not fully on board with the foreign guard's job then? Are you freaking kidding me? Hell no! Damn thing's a pain in the ass. Even now, I still have no idea what the hell the foreign guard even is. She just summoned me without asking, mixed some divine spirits into me without asking, and forced a bunch of work I never asked to be a part of on me. I've always been a maker of weapons, so I know my hands weren't the cleanest to begin with. But at least when I was alive, I could swear to the Buddha that I never went down the wrong path. Of course, now that I've got some other things mixed in with me, I don't have a right or a wrong path anymore. So if nothing else, I'm gonna make sure I do good work on any job I take on. It's the least I can do as Muramasa. Then, does that mean you've taken on a job of helping Artoria now? Isn't that what I just said? What are you grinning about? You're more mean-spirited than I would have guessed. I see. In that case, we'll be happy to work with you. We could use all the help we can get now, especially from a heroic spirit we're already acquainted with. Once again, even if it's only in this Lostbelt, I'm glad we're on the same side, Senji Muramasa. Thanks. Since I'm setting the price for this job myself, I'll be helping out any way I can. Anyway, on a different note. I don't really want to ask this, but as much as I dislike the guy, he was still a colleague, so... How did Limo's final moments go? He got what was coming to him. I see. Alright, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that and just go to bed. Is anyone awake? They're not, are they? No, they're all sleeping soundly. I'll take that as a good sign. I'm pretty sleepy too, but I have to stand guard. No shady looking things nearby. Check. No more is nearby. Check. Don't you worry, everyone. I'll make sure. Artoria. Stay safe. Autumn Forest. Oh, wait. Gotta finish that one. There we go. All set. the walkthrough spoiler.
We're here. Welcome to my domain, the Autumn Woods of Wales.
I can see where it gets its name. Warm-colored leaves everywhere.
It's Lord Oberon. Everyone, come quick. Lord Oberon has returned.
Please, Lord Oberon, please tell us all about what you saw outside. Thank you for the warm welcome, everyone. As you can see, I've brought guests with me today. This is Silkross. He watches over things just like I do. This is Da Vinci, the cutest genius you'll ever meet. This is Muramasa, who'll probably be kind enough to make us all sorts of useful things. And this is Artoria, the child prophecy. See? I told you the child prophecy would be willing to come all the way to this isolated neck of the woods. Now, do you believe I was telling the truth?
Ah! What did I do, Oberon?
You don't have to do anything. They're just glad you're here. Oh, but don't try to hug them, no matter how cute they are. They're not used to being touched, especially by outside fairies. These fairies are straight out of the picture book. Now, this is what I imagine a land of fairies would be like. Come on, fairies are fairies. Come on, fairies are fairies, right? I don't see anything special about...
Please make me helmet. I want to be a soldier. A soldier.
Well, I guess they're a little different. I can tell what it's saying, but... What is it, little guy? You want a helmet that fits you? Yeah, alright. Anything made for humans obviously won't fit you at all. Hey, Oberon, mind if I set up a workbench somewhere? Be my guest. Oh, but just stick to the leaves and twigs with your materials, if you don't mind. They don't actually want to be soldiers. They just want to play pretend. I got it. Don't worry. I'm not gonna make anything real.
What about you? Who are you? Are you Oberon's friend? Are we a friend? Then that makes you our friend too. Please help him. Please help Oberon.
Whoa, whoa. They're welcoming all of you here. None of the fairies who end up in these woods understand suspicion. There are no imitations of human society here, but we can at least put you up in tents. Why don't you all kick back and relax while I go see what's happening outside? I'm counting on all of you to take care of our guests, okay? Don't worry, these people are all nice. None of them are going to hurt you. Okay, everyone. Ta-ta for now. I'll be back tonight, so make sure to save some dinner for me. Huh? Hang on, Oberon. At least tell us how we can understand what they're saying. And he's gone. I mean, at least we can tell these fairies are being welcoming to us, but...
Indeed. I have no idea what these Welsh fairies are saying either. I also noticed Lord Oberon didn't bother to introduce me. That hurts, honestly. I wonder why. Is he just absent-minded?
I'm sure it just slipped his mind.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry? If you like Lord Oberon, you must get hungry too, right? We'll feed you, we'll feed you. Welsh chestnuts are yummy, yummy. They say they're going to feed us. And with chestnuts, no less. That's amazing. Talk about a forbidden treat. You can almost never find sweet in the South thanks to the restrictions. But here, we have a loophole.
Restrictions? Oh yeah, Mike said that only upper-class fairies have access to confectionaries. Apparently, the Queen forbade processing fruits and such, though sugar is hard to come by here.
Lady Aurora once gave me a bite of some kind of dark-colored bar. But honestly, I prefer carrots. They have much more natural sweetness.
This way, this way. Tell us about Oberon. Tell us about Oberon.
Looks like the dining table's over that way. I still can't tell what they're saying, but if they're going to treat us, who are we to say no? Sounds good to me. I haven't had a treat in a long time.
meal was delicious.
What she said.
It sure was. Those were the most gorgeous grapes I've ever seen by far. And not only that, these fruits even have mystics in them. That was a great way for servants to recover magical energy. Maybe I should take a few with us for the road, or send some to homes as a souvenir. Eating pears in a single bite.
There's still an extra plate left out. Is that for Oberon? Do we leave it for him?
They're here! The black dogs are here! Run! Hide! You snooze, you lose! Huh? That's weird. Why they all run up trees and hide in hollows all of a sudden?
I see some black dogs over there. They're probably trying to hide.
Oh my gosh! Come on! We have to get rid of them! It's the least we can do to pay them back for this feast!
I was just, thinking the same thing. The black dogs are terrifying, but these poor fairies have no way of fighting back. Well, we're not going to let anything happen to them now that we're here. Come on, everyone. Let's show these dogs they're no match for a hare.
Is this one of those human history convergence things?
熱を帯びなさい。運命をかけた戦い、早書きですよ。カルウェア、今のうちに戦いですか。誇りにかけてください。これは私のことの葉が紡いだ終わりなき願いの物語。アルフライドやライド。今宵はここまで。寝てしまっても構いません。どのようなお話をお望みですか。これは私のことの葉が紡いだ終わりなき願いの物語。アルフライドやライド。今宵はここまで。
Stagnant.
ありえざる妖精の王よ。のお話がお望み。次はこのお話。最果ての島、罪の都。最後の竜は我が胸に。集う円卓の守護者たち。ラウンド・オブ・アバロン。これは私のことの葉が紡いだ終わりなき願いの物語。アルフライド・ライド。今宵はここまで。このように。
Okay.
何の、もちろん誇りにかけて。あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン。そこです。
Are you kidding me? Damn it.
入れましょう。もちろん誇りにかけて。ここでまっすぐ輝きを。ご存知のはず。やめてください。早書きですよ、カルウェナ。
Okay.
次はこのお話。これは私のことの葉が紡いだ終わりなき願いの物語。アルフライド・ライド。今宵はここまで。 山場です夜がまだ
And done.
今回はうまくいきました
What was that incredibly powerful enemy doing mixed in with the black dogs?
Probably just some fairy to bit who went mad from the excruciating pain.
Are those different from the Moors?
Yes, fairies become Moors when they lose their purpose and shine. That is, when their lives become meaningless. And when they are infected with meaninglessness. By touching other Moors. But fairies who become so focused on their purpose that they lose sight of themselves produce endless magical energy, to the point that they're no longer able to maintain their forms. I guess you could say they're fairies gone bad.
That's what happened to those fairies in the nameless woods. They were so happy to have a human that they couldn't keep their desires to check in anymore, and ended up killing their own friends.
They did it! They won! Budokan! Budokan! Oberon's gonna be so sad. Oberon's gonna be so happy. He has good friends now. Well, if the fairies are happy, we must have done a good thing driving those creatures away. Alright, since it looks like we're going to be staying here for at least a few days, why don't we set up camp? Especially since there's no point in worrying about what's going on outside now that we're here. So let's just relax and recuperate while we wait for Oberon to get back. After dinner. You know, there's something I've been wondering about for a while now. How do fairy families work? I saw plenty of siblings in Salisbury, but I didn't see anyone who looked like parent and child.
Well, of course you didn't. Fairies come into existence independently of anyone else. The only siblings we have are when multiple fairies with similar attributes decide to call each other that. Or when they've all decided to stick together from the time they manifest, like the 7 fairies we saw yesterday. That's just how fairies live their lives.
Okay, then what about children? They say Tamlin Tristan is supposed to be Morgan's daughter, right? So how does that work?
Tristan, Morgan's daughter. Good one. No, that just means she's the queen's successor. I guess in human terms, we'd say that Queen Morgan adopted Tristan. The only children in the fairy world are the next versions of you born after you die. Let's see. Okay, for example, let's say we have Spinner Fairy A here. Spinner Fairy A lives for 100 years, then goes to sleep having fulfilled the purpose. But that doesn't mean the spinner profession or that fairy's way of life disappear from Britain. So right after Spinner Fairy A dies, Spinner Fairy B is born. Fairies refer to this relationship as predecessor and current generation.
I see. So then, does the current generation inherit any from their predecessor? Things like genes, lineage, records, names, or some other kind of property a human would pass on to their kids.
Not really. Like I said, fairies are born on their own, so they don't have any connections like that. That goes for predecessors and current generation fairies too. Powerful fairies can hold onto their records. Memories may be better here, but in general, the next generation is a completely blank slate. However, since the current generation has the same role, their abilities and appearance do resemble their predecessors to some extent. That's how the Spinner Fairy knows they're a Spinner Fairy, no matter where or when they're born. There are also times when a fairy who resembles the current generation is born,
while the current generation is still alive. It's rare, but when it does happen, the new fairies are treated as the current generation's son or daughter. This is also why fairies who use magecraft are sometimes referred to as Morgan's daughters. Here in Britain, Queen Morgan used to be the only one who used magecraft. But now, we have Tristan, who was given magecraft and named her successor. And Artoria, who was born using it. From the fairy perspective, both are of the same type as a queen, hence Morgan's daughters.
I see. So that's why that Tamlin hates the child prophecy so much. Because the rumor is that she's, I'm Queen Morgan's daughter.
Not exactly, Artoria. It's not using magecraft that makes you Morgan's daughter. It's that fairies who use magecraft can become Fairy Britain's king. At least I think so. That's the whole reason Morgan gave Tristan magecraft. It's her way of saying, you will be the next king, rule over Britain as you see fit. I expect that was her way of trying to derail the prophecy to make sure the child prophecy wouldn't take her throne. But then, you and your natural magecraft show up, and now Morgan. Or rather, Tristan is all. What's the real one doing here? That's probably why she went to pieces at the auction house. She couldn't handle the terror.
You think so? I didn't think I would start scaring her that much.
I do, yes. Anyway, a confrontation with Tristan is pretty much inevitable. But don't worry, just relax and take it one step at a time. The fact that you use magecraft proves you're the child of prophecy, and that you're destined to defeat the queen. No matter how powerful Morgan may be, or how formidable the Tamlin are. As long as you're the child of prophecy, you'll be Britain's savior. Just do what needs to be done, and the prophecy will be fulfilled. We're just here to help you. As long as you're around, Britain can, and more importantly, will be saved. Even if someone of us end up dropping out along the way. It's no use. I can't sleep. Too much on your own. 1 second. Too much on your mind to sleep. Well, there's no need to stand. Here, have a seat. I saw you when I was heading out to gather intel. Mind if I sit next to you? Great. Don't mind if I do then. Say, here's an idea. Maybe you feel better if you told me your story so far. I'm sure you have a lot to say about everything you've seen and done before you came here. Okay. I see. So that's the journey you, Chaldea, has been on. Earth's future. Humanity's existence. Your survivor's guilt over the other Lostbelts you've been to. No wonder you can't sleep, especially given what you told me earlier. You're feeling guilty about the child prophecy. Or maybe it's not guilt so much as alienation. Artoria is about to spill a lot of blood, but that has nothing to do with you. That's been your role up till now, and you've kept fighting even when it was hard. But you never had a choice, did you? Responsibility for it all rested entirely on your shoulders. Not here, though. Here, you have to put it all on Artoria's shoulders. And now, you don't know what to do with these feelings. You might even be feeling like a coward here, since you can't forget that you have no intention of saving Fairy Britain. You may be right. You're more concerned about finding your lost companion. If something happened to Mash, you could never forgive yourself, right? Surprised I can tell all that. You're trying to not to let it show, of course, but I can still see. But look at it this way. Let's say, hypothetically, Mash were to go out into town alone and die in an accident. Would that be your fault? Is keeping her safe from all harm, all the time, your responsibility 24/7? No, of course not. That's not concern for a friend. That's more of a savior complex. Mash is her own person, and people are responsible for their own lives and choices. If you really respect her as an equal, then you should be trusting her, not worrying about her. Piling more responsibility on your shoulders isn't going to help anyone, especially if you're so weighed down you can't act quickly when you really need to. Still, based on what you've told me of your journey so far, it sounds like your heart doesn't have anywhere else left to go. I'm pretty sure you used to be a lot lighter on your feet. The kind of person who lived his life how he wanted it. Am I wrong? What do you mean? Well, I can tell you what I don't mean. I don't mean just doing whatever's easiest. I'd say living life how you like means finding what suits you, finding what it is you want more than anything, and fighting for it as hard as you can, come what may. That's how you were during the incineration of humanity. Not that I was there to witness it, obviously. My point is, you and I are alike. I'm guessing we both have the same role to play here in Britain. We're bystanders. As much as we hate it, you are no more the protagonist of the story than I am. Just like Oberyn the Fairy King wasn't the protagonist of A Midsummer Night's Dream. All we can do here is watch to see how things play out. Even in battle, we can't do anything more than offer support from the rear. But that doesn't mean you need to beat yourself up. At some point before this all ends, there will come to a moment you have a crucial role to play. A time when no one else is around, and you'll have a chance to change how everything unfolds. Sounds great, doesn't it? So, for now, I suggest you swallow that worry, get some rest, and look forward to what's yet to come. So what if you're just a bystander? Even spectators have their pride, after all. So bide your time, wait for your moment, and do something spectacular at the very end that not even the gods could have seen coming. Just imagine how good it's gonna feel when you finally wipe the smirk off the smug face of fate itself. I don't know what that even means, but it's very you, Oberyn. Thanks for cheering me up. What's so strange about it? That's how I've lived my whole life. So gosh. There aren't many people out there who can explain everything about themselves. It's not like we're predictable tools that come with instruction manuals. We're living, analog creatures, fuzzy around the edges. That said, everyone has at least one thing they like about themselves, right? It's kind of embarrassing to say this out loud, but at least in this example, I don't think I'm a coward. And of course, you aren't either. Oh, sorry about that, Blanca. I didn't realize I'd been talking so long. Let's go look for intel in Manchester tonight. It's about time we started to investigating up north. Alright, I better get going then. I'll see you tomorrow night. I don't want to be the only one left out of the dinner fun, after all. Wait. What is it you want, Oberyn? To defeat Morgan, of course. I might not be a fighter myself, but that is why I was summoned here. You're not talking about for humanity's sake or anything like that? Oh, now I see. Well, damn. This is kind of embarrassing, but I guess I can't dodge the question after the big speech I just gave. I'm looking for Titania. Remember, Oberon's queen from A Midsummer Night's Dream? Titania, the fairy queen. The only one that ever loved obstinate Oberon. I'm hoping to see her if I can. Though, of course, I know that's impossible. Titania's a fictional character. She doesn't exist in proper human history. She can only ever exit within the confines of a story. This. Right. So this. Okay, got it. I'm gonna go with this MP strength up. Where are you? Oh, there's no cutscene. Okay, I guess we're just having some like warm-up fight. Yes. So, red hair, Muramasa, and Da Vinci.
黄金律にも種類があるのさ。
やることは変わらねえよ。
早書きですよ。カルメン早書きですよ。運命をかけた戦いであるさ。どこから潰したものか。やだよね。白兵戦行きます。あまり悩ませないように。今のうちに手に入らないように。何の目に映るもの。いい半目を背けないで。そういいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。落ちよロードレスキャメロット。
聞かぬ。
死になさいアコーロ。無礼に諦めなさい。ありがとうございます。皆さんのおかげです。
And Tomoe, Gamer Tomoe, reached a bond 7. Thank you for listening, course. Nice.
Ow, 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 ow. This was supposed to be a light practice bout, Muramasa. Why are you taking it so seriously? Are you a child or something?
No, I'm an old man. It's my job to make sure youngsters like you get a proper education at the School of Hard Knocks. That doesn't go for Silfrost, though. He seems like he's had more than his share of hardship. I gotta admit, Silfrost, those quick combat summons of yours are really something. Makes me think I'd be better off keeping you safe instead of mixing up myself. If you play your cards right, you might even be able to beat the Tamlin. You really think so? You bet. If you throw all the servants and magical energy you got at him, you can definitely take him. You said one of them trounced you before. The next time, it'll be your turn. Just make sure you've got a good victory line locked and loaded. Something like that. I ain't afraid of no Tamlin.
Your weapons are made of iron, right, Muramasa? Could you let me have some of the material?
Sorry, but I'm the only one who can work that. It's basically an advance I'm paying for with magical energy. If you want to use them for yourself, I'd have to make something for you from scratch. And that means we'd have to get some iron from a mine. I think it was Norwich that controls the iron supply around here, right?
I see. Then I guess I'll just have to track some down somewhere. And after I came up with the plan to defeat Garwin too.
Oh, am I seeing a mean streak in those eyes, girlie? If you got something devious in mind, I'm game to help.
No, thank you. Just keep laughing it up with Sopras and leave me alone, old-timer.
Looks like someone's going through her rebellious phase. Or maybe she's just like that. I'm guessing she's actually just really competitive.
No, I am not. I'm just being the child of prophecy. If there's no getting around that, then I might as well start taking it seriously.
Like, taking it seriously? Come on, you've always taken it seriously. No one's here even thought otherwise. Oh, I see. You're worried about what Oberon said about you having to confront that Tamlin eventually.
I mean, that's definitely part of it, but I just figured I can't just sit on the fence forever. The whole idea of making a pilgrimage around Britain and ringing the bells still doesn't quite feel real to me. But the fairies we've met so far, including the ones in Gloucester, all have such high hopes for me. And of course, my whole village of Sintago believed in me enough to raise me and send me out on this pilgrimage in the first place. I'm still worried I might not be able to live up to everyone's expectations. But I thought for the time being, I could at least try being proud of being the child of prophecy. Like they say, nothing venture, nothing gain, right? I mean, I still don't have any specific ventures in mind, but...
You know, girlie, for the life of me, I can't tell if you're full of spirit or a shrinking violet. Yeah, you're right.
So Frost?
I've made up my mind, Artoria. I'm going to help you, no matter what Chaldea has to say.
But what about MASH? I thought we were only traveling together until we found MASH.
Of course we're still going to look for Mash. I'm not stopping until I find her. I just want to help the child prophecy on top of that. Good point, Selfrash. We haven't made our position very clear, have we? Finding Mash is definitely our top priority, but that doesn't mean we can't just leave Britain to fend for itself. So we want to keep traveling with you, not just so we can find Mash, but so that we can help Britain too. Now that we've made friends here, we want to do everything we can to help them so we can go back to our home with no regrets. Does that about sum it up, Selfrash? Sure does. I just hope Director Gorzov's okay with it. Sounds good to me. And I'm sure Gordy would give an adventure if he was here too.
So, it's not just Muramasa anymore? You're saying you and Da Vinci are going to join me on my pilgrimage too, Selfrost?
Yeah, and I'm sure Oberon would say the same thing. Don't worry, we expect to be generously compensated once we've all saved the day. So, how does that sound, future King? Of course, if you'd rather not have us hanging around, we can always go our separate ways.
No, not at all. This is great. I never dreamed I would ever have this kind of help. I guess this is the child prophecy's first proper alliance. Now I'm kind of starting to feel like a king. Yay!
Well, you really are a king, so... Of course, none of this changes the fact that we still don't have... Of course, none of this changes the fact that we still don't have any kind of plan. It's great that you're feeling motivated about being the child prophecy now and all, but what do we actually do about it?
Way to bring...
Wait.
Way to bring me crashing back down to reality. Couldn't you let me be happy just for a little while, Muramasa? That's your entire problem right there.
Well, as a resident old man here, I kinda have to be a party pooper, right? I heard the whole thing, and I think I have an idea. That voice. It's a little earlier than I planned, but the time is clearly right. I will tell you where the child prophecy and you, her companions, need to go next. The crossroads of destiny where the child prophecy's rumor shall become reality. That's right. It's time for us to go save Norwich.
I can hear him, but I can't see him. Is that really you, Oberon?
Huh? What do you mean, you can't see me? Oh, right, of course. Down here, everyone. What?
Flying long distance sure takes a lot out of you. But there's no substitute for seeing things for yourself. Alright, you guys haven't seen me like this before, have you? I'm the stylish little speedster who races around Britain on a spring moth at max speed. That's right, I'm Rider Oberon, sometimes known as Robin Goodfellow and the pint-sized Fairy King.
How did you get so small? I have no idea. And it's back to Ash point of view. Heavy footsteps echo across the northern plains. The Queen's army is on the move. A military flag depicting black flag. Sorry. Been a bit distracted. A military flag depicting black flames and a mighty fortress flaps at the forefront of the army marching on Sheffield. Hamlin Godwin leads the army. Her objective is not to snuff out the sparks of rebellion, nor to negotiate with Bogart. Earl Gut, who was named the Queen's proxy only yesterday, flashes a wicked grin. This all occurred one day before Sheffield was wiped off the map.
Aren't you going to rest, Lord Bogart? If there's something on your mind, I'd be happy to listen.
You can't even pour me a glass of wine. You really are a poor excuse for a wife, aren't you? Well, that's alright. I can't appreciate alcohol anyway. In fact, I don't understand why humans cook their food at all. Cutting, slicing, roasting, frying, seasoning. It all seems like a waste of time and good meat to me. The Fang clan doesn't need to act more human, and it certainly doesn't need restaurants. Did you know that Oxford is practically full to bursting with restaurants these days? Everywhere you go, there's a wood rose on every corner. It's a sick joke is what it is. Can you even imagine if all the shops on Sheffield's main street were nothing but restaurants? It would be so absurd. No one would even know how to react.
Yes, that's true. It would be a funny sight.
Yes, if nothing else, those restaurants are good for a laugh. It would be fun to show you one. Never mind. I don't know what I said that. So, child of prophecy, I'm told you've been defeating Moors on behalf of the townspeople. I also know you've been seen fighting while wearing that armor of yours, even after I told you not to draw attention.
Yes, I have. I'm sorry, Lord Bogart. I guess I'm just not... Yes, I have. I'm sorry, Lord Bogart. I guess I'm just not fit to be your wife.
Of course you aren't, you fool. You never were. And yet, even though you're capable of battling Moors, you're afraid to wield a weapon. You never came back for that iron cylinder. Those merchants told me they found you and the cylinder together, and yet, you've never even mentioned it. It's almost as though you would prefer to forget about it entirely. That cylinder rivals Morgan's secret labs. Why would you run from such incredible firepower?
I don't know. It's just... something about that thing feels like it could hurt everyone. Like it could even hurt our Britain. That scares me.
No. You're not afraid of that cylinder. You're afraid of fighting itself. Never mind. Even I did know your true feelings. I doubt I would understand them. All that matters are your records and accomplishments. Have you still not regained your memories? I don't know if it's your calling, but I have no doubt that you are a knight. One who has been fighting a long time. And yet, I've never seen you in the Queen's army before. Nor have I heard of a new Tamlin being appointed. In fact, I've never seen a fairy that looks like you anywhere. Where did you come from? Are you actually the child of prophecy who will save all of Britain? If you are, then you will be forced to fight wherever you go, for the child of prophecy's pilgrimage leads down a road of blood and war. Do you truly have what it takes? Can you not only defeat the Queen, but also unify the 6 clans and maintain your rule over them?
I... don't.
Of course you can't. You simply aren't made for that, even if you were to regain your memories. Fairies are meant to live their lives how they like, in accordance with their purpose. Why would you force yourself to go through with something you don't desire? No, it's like I thought. Not thought new. You aren't a child of prophecy. You are no more than an imitation, a lost little lamb. I've been fighting for a long time. I've been fighting them more since I was born. Fighting the Moors has always fallen to the Fang clan. It only makes sense. We're the strongest clan in Britain. And Woodrose and I were the strongest of all the Fang clan. The two of us alone have saved Britain from the Moors countless times. It was those accomplishments that led to Woodrose being named Lord of Oxford, and I, Norwich.
Yes, I remember. You told me before that you were once the Lord of Norwich. But you never told me how you ended up in Sheffield.
A man named Capless put one over on me. He's taken over the stricken name now. But never mind that scumbag. It's nothing you need to hear about. You know about the Caterpillar War of 200 years ago, yes? It was the only war that made the Queen scream like a flesh and blood woman. I never would have guessed that accursed Morgan would be so afraid of insects. At any rate, during that war, Morgan gave the name Gawain and made her a knight. No one can perceive his name anymore. The Queen changed it so that Gawain became her true name. Now, no one can call her by her original fairy name until she is defeated. Woodrose hated and claimed she was the daughter of the detestable black dogs, but I always admired her sheer strength. In fact, I am part of the reason she became a Tamlin. One day, I told her, if you don't want to be called a dog, you need only stop fighting with tooth and claw. Heir of the precious blood, from here on, you will fight with the greatest of swords, your horn.
I believe that I know what this name is, Argus, but let's just pretend this is just redacted.
Ever since, she began carrying a sword with her wherever she went, until one day, her prowess as a knight caught the Queen's eye. She then became a Tamlin, and began shielding fairies from the Moors of her own volition. I suspect that was because she had long been ostracized as a daughter of the Black Dogs. That allowed her to understand how the weak feel, and made her demand responsibility from the strong. I believe the Queen calls that noblesse oblige. It seems there is no limit to the reach of human civilization influence. You know, you remind me of Redacted back when she had just been born. Back then, she agonized over having been born strong, and hated that she would now have to continuously exploit the weak. There's something about you that reminds me of her disgraceful crying.
I see. So you still care deeply for this Gawain person?
Hardly. I stopped thinking about her 200 years ago, when she became a Tamlin. What am I saying? Why am I sitting here telling you about my youth instead of my daring exploits? This was a waste of time. Forget tonight ever happened. Erase it from your memory. I'm going back to the tribunal.
Okay, take care, Lord Bogart. Okay, take care, Lord Bogart. And please, try not to stay up too late.
That reminds me. Why aren't you afraid of me?
That? I think it's because Sheffield is such a beautiful city. And I'm told you were the one who restored it from almost nothing. Even though it's a fortress city, it puts the livelihood of the fairies who live in it first, making it a bright and comfortable place to live. I don't think I could ever be afraid of anyone who set out to build a city like that.
Well, of course. Sheffield is much more beautiful than Norwich ever was. But that ends today. We'll be closing our gates as of tomorrow. Once the fight with Morgan's army begins, no one will call this city beautiful any longer.
What was that, Lord Bogart?
That's the alarm bell from the sentry tower. But why now? They can't possibly be here already. What's going on? What's the situation? Don't tell me the Queen's army crossed the eastern mountains atop the Odvenna in only 2 days. They have, sir. The Queen's army is drawing steadily closer to the main gate. We also received a message from them not too long ago. Would you like to read it? No, you read it. Just summarize it for me. What did Morgan say? Well, that is, well, What are you waiting for? Tell me. Yes, sir. It says hand over the child prophecy, and I will grant Sheffield its freedom. The child prophecy? Does she mean Lady Mash? But why? What about Norwich? Does it say anything about giving Norwich back to us? No, wait. What does she mean? Grant us our freedom? Does that mean she doesn't care if Lord Bogart continues to grow his army? Ah! Is that what you think, Morgan? You think our rebellion poses no threat to you? How much must you humiliate the Fang clan before you will be satisfied? Excuse me, sir. I have an urgent message. The sentry just confirmed that Gawain's flag is at the head of the Queen's army. Tamlin Gawain is leading the advance. Oh, is she now? Very tricky queen. She talks big, but shows us she sees us as a threat just by sending who she did. The very fact that she would send her right-hand woman to deal with us is proof that she fears our army. She knows she can't possibly take down Sheffield while Riab is sending out troops up north. So she chose to negotiate rather than to try and put us down, which means the army out there is only for show. No wonder they got here so quick. They can't possibly be armed for battle. So which will it be? Will she give Norwich back to us, or send enough troops to dispel the Calamity Pool? I look forward to hearing which answer you choose, O Queen of Britain. Lord Bogart, it isn't just Gawain's flag. Tristan and Lancelot's flag have been spotted as well. All three of the Tamlin are headed this way. The most powerful forces in Fairy Britain are all bearing down on us as we speak. What? All three of them?
Oh boy.
All troops are in position, Lady Gawain. What would you have us do?
Remain on standby until the messenger we sent to Bogart returns. Tell Tristan's forces to do the same. What is Lancelot doing?
Lady Lancelot is standing by in the air. She says she'll drop into the castle once the fighting begins. The Queen's orders were to cleanse Sheffield thoroughly, in addition to Bogart's army. Everyone in the castle, military or otherwise, will be considered targets for Lady Lancelot.
Fine. We don't need them lined up anyway. Tell Lancelot to drop on the back gate when the time comes. If they try to let the child property escape, that's where they'll do it. Bogart, if you open your gates to us now, this can all end without bloodshed. Don't make me use my horn on you. Look at your forces and look at ours. You're a rational fairy. You must see that resistance will be for...
Incoming message, my lady. The messenger we sent to Sheffield just returned with Bogart's reply. It says there is no child prophecy in my castle. All you will find here is contempt for the Queen. This castle and I are one. If I should return to the earth, its purpose will also come to an end. That's all he wrote.
That fool. Squads 1 and 2, ready your siege gear. Sheffield's ramparts will be difficult to break through. They may even be more formidable than my foul weather. Be prepared for casualties as high. Be prepared for casualties as high as 20%.
Yes, my lady. We are prepared to accept any fate in the name of the Queen.
Damn you, Bogart! You reach exceed your grasp. Did you really think Her Majesty would give Sheffield special treatment simply because it keeps Knocknat Riaba in check? You were a fool to underestimate us. We don't need to ambush Knocknat Riaba to keep Camelot safe from her. No truly capable leader in your position would have made such grievous error in judgment. Your time is over, you old fool. All that remains now is for me to put you out of your misery.
Misery? Okay.
Assemble the troops. Prepare to hold the castle. Send word to Knocknat Riaba. Tell her we can hold out on our own for 2 days, and to send backup before then.
At Bogart's command, Sheffield began its true battle. Many high-ranking bears said no one told them all 3 Tamlin would be there, and that they should just give up the child prophecy. But Bogart quickly put an end to the dissent. It wasn't clear whether he did it because he didn't want the child prophecy to protect him, or because he wanted to save her as a last resort. Whatever his reasons were, his decision was correct. If they had given up the child prophecy, every berry in Sheffield would have been cruelly slaughtered that much sooner.
Report from the sentry tower. The enemy siege weapons are burning the ramparts. They've already burned through 1 layer of tree bark. The Earth Clan fairies are using oak trees to reinforce the walls. But at this rate, they won't last the night. They need immediate backup. The soldiers stationed atop the ramparts have their hands full fending off invaders scaling the walls. We outnumber them now, but they're better trained than we are. It's only a matter of time until they outnumber us as well. So far, the fighting has yet to reach the town thanks to our soldiers' valiant efforts, but... What was that? Did Gawain just break in on her own? Lancelot is attacking from above. She's destroying the barracks. It's no use. She's too fast for even the Wind Clan berries to track. There's no way we can shoot her down. Get her down to the ground, even if you have to destroy one of the barracks. Lancelot is like a bee. All speed and no power. As long as we can ground her, I can easily. Now what is it? Did you just fire a cannon at us? No, sir. It's Gawain. She's using her guillotine on the main gate. She's already burned through the gate sprout bark down to the 10th layer. We'll never be able to regrow it in time if she keeps hammering on it. Damn that girl. What about the castle grounds? Are the soldiers in formation? No, sir. The citizens are so panicked, they keep getting in the way. Some berries are even starting to riot, demanding that we let them out from the rear gate. Whatever you do not open the rear gate. If even one berry makes it out, the whole thing will collapse. Never mind the throne room, Captain. Get down there and suppress those riots. Yes, sir. Let's go, you lot. There's too much chaos at both the ramparts and the castle. We can't fight everywhere at once. Please, Lord Bogart, tell us what we should do. You're the only one who said we could fight off the Queen's army here. Or are you going to send out the Child of Prophet? I know, damn it! We just need to put out one of those fires, yes? Well, we've got a magecraft cannon of our own. Let's see what kind of power the Child of Prophecy truly has.
Enraged, Bogart ran to the iron cylinder mounted on the castle, keep as fast as his legs could carry him. He didn't think that alone would actually change the battle's course. At best, he hoped that it might provide an opportunity to turn the tide. Little did he know that fateful pull of the trigger would be the beginning of Sheffield's end. The attack that would transform the battle from a siege into a scene of pure annihilation. Go. The shaft of light that all but exploded from the castle changed everything. 600 Royal Army soldiers who had been laying siege to the gate vanished in an instant. The Sheffield soldiers who had been fighting valiantly atop the ramparts died on the spot, blood gushing from their bodies. Those fairies merely near the beam's path breathed their last peacefully, as though they had only fallen asleep. The ramparts, which hadn't so much as budged when struck with Gawain's guillotine, were now completely melted down, barely leaving behind a husk. Even the Tamlin, who had been standing before the main gate, could no longer be seen. Amidst the haze of white smoke.
Lady Gawain, she's...
For just a moment, terror gripped the battlefield. Both the Queen's army, who had suddenly lost the will to fight, and the soldiers of Sheffield, who would normally have welcomed the turn of the tide, reeled at the nightmare that had sprung up around them. Amidst the white smoke, only a single figure was still standing, though his breathing was shallow and ragged.
Lord Bogart. That was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Behold, my soldiers. If this isn't putting a smile on us, I don't know what is. We can win. We can still win. Not even Tamlin can touch me while I have this. With this, I can obliterate anything that stands in my way. And not just Morgoth. I can be rid of that fool Woodrose, Knock Riaba from the north, and the Calamity Pool threatening Norwich. This is incredible. Just magnificent.
Though it was right in front of him to see, Bogart remained blind to the truth. He failed to realize how odd it was that the dead Queen soldier had vanished without a trace. He failed to notice his own soldiers' painful deaths on the ramparts. He failed to see the fairies who had collapsed near the castle, and the soldiers right next to him who had fallen like withered trees. The child obviously fell to her knees in despair, aghast at the horrors her sins had brought about. It wasn't just that she had inadvertently harmed the townspeople she cared so deeply for. Was it the bad that she had brought that Saladin here? That was part of it. Was it her inability to stop Bogart? Certainly, that was a part of it too. More than anything, she felt her greatest sin was her own weakness. Her failure to consider the bet she had on those around her, or the reason she was here in the first place, using the loss of her memory as an excuse.
Now, who's next? Where's that accursed Lancelot flying about? Here, child prophecy, come here! You can wield this even more accurately, right? You see that blue bee buzzing around up there? I want you to shoot it down, along with the Queen's army.
Bogart turned, oblivious to what was happening to him. There he saw.
Why? Why must I harm this beautiful world? Forget about him, Mash. Come on, we need to get out of here. But what about Lord Bogart? We can't leave him here
Don't you worry about me. You really are weak and useless, aren't you? I have no need for a queen who weeps over war. Go on, take her wherever you like.
There, you see? Bogart made his choice. He'd rather stay here and kill his enemies. What do you want to do? What can you do? I have to help the townspeople escape. Okay, I'd rather just make a break for it myself. But if that's what you want, I'm game. Now come on, let's hurry. See you, Bogart. Don't worry about my tab. I'll be taking your bride as my payment. But Bogart, please be careful.
Lady Gawain, you alright? I can't believe it.
You can't believe what? Oh, you mean that light round? That was just a beam of hot magical energy. The only threat it posed was a bit of iron poison. It was crude and used without heart. He can't even compare to a single strike from High Queen Morgan. Now, what are you all doing? And you call yourself the cream of Camelot's crop? Hurry up and resume your advance. That fool Bogart just destroyed his own town's greatest defense. Now's our chance to seize the castle. Pay no heed to the ones fleeing. All you need to concern yourselves with is Sheffield's castle.
The Queen's army poured in through the front gates as soldiers of Sheffield tried to fight back. Some of the townspeople hid in their homes, holding up their hands in surrender when the Queen's soldiers broke in. Others saw that the front gate was lost and scrambled to make their way to the rear one. Tamlin and Godwin remained steadfast at the front gate, glaring at the castle keep a kilometer away. To Bogart, who had become utterly enthralled by the cylinder's sheer destructive power, she may as well have painted a target on herself.
You think you can match this power, girl? You think you can distract me? Curse Knight of Morgan, let's see how tall you can stand after I fire another shot straight at you.
Distracted by his elation, Bogart failed to realize that the weapon's poison was eating away at him. The only things on his mind were his animosity for Godwin, the Tamlin he despised, and admiration for the Redacted's magnificent leadership.
Huh, that little girl has
Become quite the fine knight, he thought, as his lips curled into a smile. At that moment, he recalled the other girl's tears just a brief moment ago. For the first time in all his life, Bogart found himself on a battlefield wondering one simple thing. Why? Why was the girl crying? What has she been so upset? What reason could she possibly have for such sadness? Try as he might, Bogart could not understand.
What am I saying? This is war, and I have a weapon that can defeat my enemy. Weapons exist to be used. What more is there to consider? Sheffield belongs to me. I'll never let you bastards have so much as a single citizen.
Even as he grew dimly more aware that his true anger lay not with the Tamlin, but with his own cowardice, Bogart placed his increasingly numb finger on the trigger and prepared to fire his last shot.
It looks like the castle is still safe. Can we evacuate the townspeople here? We could, but then there'd be nowhere for them to run. They'd all end up either captured or killed. If you really want to save everyone, then we'll need to open the rear gate and secure an escape route for them. Sure, it will basically hand Sheffield to the enemy, but that was going to happen sooner or later anyway. The townspeople may not have a lot of great options available to them. But whether they die to the Queen's army, head north to become Knock-Knock Riabas slaves, or get lost in the Nightcall's domain, it should at least be their choice. Now, come on, Mash. Let's head to the rear gate. Just make sure you run for it if you see a Tamlin, okay? They're here for you after all. I will. Let's go, Habitrot.
Please, open the gate. The Queen's soldiers are right on our heels. If they catch us, they're gonna tax us. I don't have that much longer left to live. There's no way I'll survive another taxation. Calm down. We can't open the gate. Besides, it wouldn't change anything. It won't be long now before Lord Bogart sends the Queen's army packing. Return to your homes and await his victory. Those of you without homes, head for the castle. We guards can't stay here any longer either. We need to hurry to the front gate. We don't have time for this. We can't go back to our homes. All the fire raining down from above will burn us alive. And the Queen's soldiers are already occupying the castle. Our only choice is to run for it. Knock-Knock Riaba's army is practically next door, right? I'm sure they'll help us. After all, they're the King clan. Now get out of our way, you useless cretins. Lord Bogart can't save us. He's the disappointment of the Fang clan. Yeah, Bogart failed. He's too weak to be a lord. He had no business challenging the Queen of all people. You bastards! Oh man, things are at the boiling point over here too. First is the Queen's soldiers. Now we have to worry about a possible riot too. It's not like yelling at the guards is going to do anyone any good. though I do get why they're doing it. Damn it! This way is blocked too. Bogart sure covered his bases. How about the sewer, Wag? Can we make it out of from there?
No dice, Rob. There's a wall blocking our way here too. I know they were probably just trying to steal off waste and enemy could sneak in, but this is overkill.
Crap! Then we really don't have a way out of here. What about the rear gate, Wag? Did you see how they open it?
Of course, Rob. I've been keeping an eye on the guards here, just like you told me to. There are levers hidden behind the third pillar in both the left and right guard houses. All we gotta do is raise and lower them. The two of us should be able to manage it. Oh, but be careful not to step on the stake at the lever's foothold. It's a safety mechanism that will make the whole thing stop working once it's broken.
Wow, that's great, Wag. I'm impressed. You've really grown up.
Really? You mean it? Then does that mean I can make it on my own, like Winky?
Eventually, sure. But don't worry about that unless I get captured. Okay, let's sneak in and get the gate open. These Sheffield fairies have treated us to a lot of good booze, eh? This is the least we can do to repay. Oh crap, it's the Queen's army. They're already here. Forget the gate, Wag. Stay out of sight and keep an eye on things. Damn it, we're a little too late. This is gonna be a bloodbath.
Huh? But why can't we open the gate then? Wouldn't that help?
Don't be stupid. Didn't I teach you to play it safe? What's the more important thing in the world? Your life, right? Then you gotta take good care of it. After all, what's the point of having something valuable if you don't save it for when it really counts?
Hey, yeah, you're right. We can't sell ourselves short. Okay, then let's stay here in the sewer until... Rob, look, over there. Someone's sending the Queen's soldiers flying. It's Anis. Anis is here to save us.
I told you, she's called MASH now. Anyway, change of plans. Let's sneak into the guard houses while she's got everyone's attention.
Woo! Alright, way to go, Mash. That's our child prophecy. The Queen's army bore down on the panicked fairies crowding around the rear gate. The guards advanced to meet them, but could not make it through the press of so many bodies. Soon, the Queen's soldiers would set upon the fairies trying desperately to escape. Once first blood was shed, there would be no going back. The fairies were too frightened to think straight, though the Queen's soldier regarded them as violent dissidents. Soon, the rear gate would become a bloodbath from which none would escape alive. Unless, of course, she had something to say about it. Ha!
Lady Mash, what are you doing here?
I came to help. Can you open the rear gate, Loot?
I'm not authorized to make that call. But then again, if the Lord's Lady wishes to pass through the gate, I guess we have no choice but to open it.
Thank you.
Not at all, my lady. I was this close to doing something I would have regretted forever. Some god I turned out to be. Come on, help me open the gate! And hurry! Don't let the Queen's army into the guard houses. Don't let them touch the safety mechanism either. If you see anyone suspicious in there, kill them! I've located a fairy that appears to be the child prophecy. Moving in for the kill. You four, with me. The rest of you, dispose of these fairies. Don't let a single seed of dissent escape.
Oh, no you don't. You're facing me and me alone. If it's bloodshed you want, then it's bloodshed you'll get. I am Tamlin Galahad, the Knight of Sheffield. I am your enemy, and I'll stop you all right here, right now. Oh god, Tamlin Galahad?
ステータスアップこれで耐えますいいともはい了解押し切りますこれ使うふっふっ了解はい落ち着いて落ち着いてターゲットやーふっこれで します。いいといいよ。ふんふんふんは多すぎてもね。よーし仕上げちゃうか。スピングルセットと。はい、了解。押し切りターゲット。やーはっ、これで倒します。にゃーにゃー、いいよ、いいとも。急げや急げ、明日が納期だ。ブライダルスピンホイール。多すぎてもね。はっ、それ特艦仕事はまだ倒れません。落ち着いて、了解。落ち着いて、落ち着いて。ターゲット。やーはっ、これで倒します。ステータスアップ。まだ倒れません。いい感じ、はい、了解。押し切ります。その辺だな。バッチリだ。ターゲット。
Oh, come on, Mash.
了解。押し切ります。ターゲット。はっはっ、これで倒します。
Alright, this one.
It's open. The child prophecy opened a gate for us. I don't see any of the Queen soldiers outside. This is our chance to escape.
Alright, it looks like our work is done. Come on, Mash, let's run for it too. Don't worry about the city. Farkar can't handle it. Whatever else you can say about him, he's still a great knight. He knew this might happen when he began his rebellion. You don't have to share that responsibility with him. This is his last stand. No one else's. Have a try. Escape is not an option. Your only options are to surrender and accept capture, or to die here and now.
Lancelot! It's Tamlin Lancelot! We're all gonna die!
What? What is that? A fairy? A Tamlin, you say? For real? So that's a child prophecy. Fine. This is annoying. But moving in to capture her. But first, what was it you called yourself? Galahad or something? That's quite the name you threw out. Oh crap, here she comes. Get ready, Mash. Don't hold anything back against her. By the way, why did you call yourself Galahad? Who even is Galahad? Is he some boyfriend of yours you never told me about? Damn it! I don't know who Galahad is either. It just sort of came out. Anyway, everyone, please try to escape. I'll do my best to hold her off.
I'm not gonna bother buffing up shit.
来るがいい。はい、いいよ。ターゲット。やー。これ使う？君はもう私のものだ。血も肉の形だ。深い宮底に連れて行こう。やべ、ここから砕く。了解。押し切ります。ターゲット。やー。倒します。一撃一瞬で終わらせる。石灰剣技開始。つなげイノセンスアロンナイト。来るがいい。
It's no use. Nothing's working on her. My strength is fading. I see. And here I thought your shield might not be something special. But the Round Table's protection is useless against me. My Mystic Art's just too powerful for it.
Huh? That explosion came from that castle keep. Lord Bug-Eyed!
Oh crap, she totally wants to go save him, doesn't she? I'm glad she doesn't look as defeated as she did a second ago. But come on! Oh, a second win? You're tougher than you look. I see why you chose Galahad for your name, at least. But it's no use, child of prophecy. This ends now. You're not going anywhere. We don't need two children of prophecy. I guess it was just too soon for you to call yourself a Tamlin, or to assume Galahad's name. Goodbye. Who did that?
Sorry about that, but that girl there's an acquaintance of mine. I didn't want to get involved, but I'd also rather she not die on me. Please, stand down, Lancelot. Do that, and we can all just go home. No fuss, no muss.
Are you the wolf who's been watching over me all this time?
You knew? So much for the mysterious shtick. Your instincts. No, your powers of observation are just as keen as ever. Anyway, I'll handle Lancelot here. Don't worry. I can at least buy you enough time to escape.
Alright. Thank you, robed person.
Wait, the hell? I thought you were gonna run outside. Why are you headed back to the castle? Hey!
I knew it. But what can you do? That's smash for you. Hey, Grimmer. Is it you, right? Sorry to run since we haven't seen each other in forever. But thanks for this.
Sure, no problem. I'm definitely not going to survive this. But oh well. So, mind facing me instead? It might cost me my life, but I can at least send you flying out of the castle.
Grimmer. I see. So you're Grimmer the Sage, the savior from the Fey Era's familiar. Now, you're a servant who's been summoned to the era of the High Queen, and you still haven't learned. Her Majesty said I should dispose of you, so I will. I don't suppose you have any last words?
Oh, sure. But it'd take way too long to get through them all. Besides, we're both outsiders of Fairy Britain anyway. So let's just have some fun and not worry about the rest.
Wow, so you even deflected that one. I guess your skin really is tougher than Gawain's. But unfortunately for you, I don't care how tough your skin is. I only care about what's under it. I want to touch your muscle once they're all exposed, gushing blood. I want to make a belt from your guts. Well, go on, big guy. Scream for me. Scream from your inside being twisted all around. You'll be just like an old doll nobody wants to buy.
Hey, watch it, my lady. You almost got blood on me. I'm about to see an old friend here, you know? I gotta look my best.
Oh, please. You were practically drenched in blood just a little while ago. Anyway, check this out, Barrow. See how miserable Bug-Eyed looks? First, a little charm to project his soul into his likeness, and... Look! I can move him however I like. First we bend the arms, then we bend the legs, and... That's the ugliest marionette I've ever seen. This spell you taught me is hilarious.
Oh, that one? That's called fetish. It's a bit beyond me, but since you're a fairy, there's obviously no problem for you. If anything, it looks like a perfect fit for you. Even I didn't think you were gonna take to it this much.
Fetish? What a silly name. Okay, I'm gonna make this my noble phantasm. Whoever I use this on will be into my plaything before they even know what's happening. They'll be mine to do with as I please before they even know what's being done to them. Oh, this is awesome! I love it! Face left, face right. Put your hands together in prayer. Ahaha! I can't think of a more pathetic way to die.
Damn you, Tristan. I'll never fall to the likes of...
Just shut up and die already. How the hell are you still alive when your heart's being torn to pieces anyway?
Whoa there, my lady. Don't finish him off just yet. Just keep it cool for now. I still need him alive for one last thing. At least for a little longer. Well, speak of the devil. Guess your wifey really loves you, huh, Mr. Lloyd? I'm kinda jealous.
Bog-Eyed, are you okay?
Why?
Hang on, Mash! Can't you slow down it? Ah! What the hell? Why is Bog-Eyed all bloody and floating in the air? Did that girl sitting on the throne do this to him? Hold on, Bog-Eyed. I'll get you down from there.
Whoa there! Not so fast. If you want Lord Bog-Eyed to live, you better not move a muscle. You did come here to save him, right? How about we start with a nice, peaceful discussion? After all, you were never too big on fighting and stuff, right, Mash?
You know who I am, don't you? But I'm afraid I don't.
Have your memories right now, right? Oh yeah, I heard. What was his name again? Mikey? Minky? Funky? Whatever it was, he told me all about it. Man, you sure have been through a lot, huh, Mash? I can only imagine how hard it was for you. But don't you worry. My name's Barrowgut, and I'm here to rescue you from your hardships in this strange land. Don't be fooled by this pretty face. Behind it is a mind filled with information about your past. Now, come on. Let's go back to New Darlington and have some fun, just like we used to.
Don't trust him, Mash. He's bad news. Lancelot was a bad matchup for us because he was just too strong. But he's just bad. No matter how strong or weak he might be. He reeks of blood down to his soul. I feel the same way. Even if I didn't know him, I can still tell that I shouldn't trust anything he says.
Ouch, that hurts, Mash. What happened to you? First you lose your memories, then you lose your way. Oh, right, I see. You must have gotten mixed up with the wrong kind of fairies. Hey, I don't blame you. If I'd been palling around with a bunch of broke-ass bandits, I'd probably have trouble trusting people too. But hey, don't worry, I'm still the same.
What happened to the fairy who told you about me? Tell me, where is Winky now?
I can't tell you that.
I mean, I don't know or care where fairies go when they die, right? You!
Huh? Who said you couldn't move? No way!
Ugh. That hurt. I've heard of throwing people against a wall, but I've never had a wall thrown against me. Yikes. Guess I better do something before you literally turn me into mincemeat. The truth is, Mash, neither me nor that Tamlin there can beat you now. Not when you're a Tamlin named after Galahad, the greatest knight of the Round Table ever produced. So I'm afraid we've got no choice but to play dirty. Do it, Tristan.
You got it. Like this, right? See? Your beloved Lord Bogart is dangling outside the castle walls now. All I have to do is release this thread, and he'll hit the ground head first. Normally, a little drop like this wouldn't phase him, but since he's hanging on by a thread in more ways than one, I think it'll be enough to finish him off. Now, how much longer are you going to keep making moves on my man?
Phew! Thanks, Lady Spinel. I swear, how did you know exactly what I had in mind? You're a genius.
Of course I knew, Barrow. This is us we're talking about. And I know just what's going to happen next, too.
What do you want? It doesn't seem like you're here to capture the child prophecy. Me, that is. Well, technically, we did come here to kill the child prophecy. But whether we do or not kind of depends. See, we're actually in more dire straits here than we might seem. Even together, me and Lady Spinel are no match for you. And you'll never forgive us for tormenting Bogart there. So if he dies here, it's obvious we'll be the next ones to fight it. If you went nuts, there's not much we could do about it. I suppose you're right. I don't think I could stop myself either. Right? Which is why I propose a little wager. I'll let you in on a secret. I'm Morgan's master. Oh, right. Guess you don't know what a master is now, do you? Basically, I'm kinda like Morgan's husband. If you kill me, both Morgan and her army will lose at least half their strength. So any child property worth her salt, or a shield, as it were, would never pass up the chance. And like I said earlier, not even the two of us combined could stop you now. Well, I hate to say this after I went to all the trouble of putting this show together. It'd all be for nothing if we fought. But at least, that would be the case if you didn't have our little insurance policy here. Understand? So you want me to let you two go in exchange for Bogart's life? You want me to choose between killing you and saving him? No, I don't think we need to bother with that. The thread keeping Bogart in the air snapped. Erica was right. He didn't know the girl well. He knew that with the threat gone, he wouldn't hesitate to dive after Bogart to save his life. Bogart! See? Even with her memories gone, she's still the same old Mash. As far as I'm concerned, it won't matter if she never gets owned. As far as I'm concerned, it won't matter if she never gets over her amnesia. Belgut's laughter echoed throughout the ruins of the castle, after he had finished snickering at the girl's desperate rescue attempt. Okay, now we just have to bring this Black Bell thing back. With... Hey, Lady Spinel, what happened to that giant 3-meter long cannon that was just here? Don't tell me it fell too. Seriously?
Huh? Sorry, I was so absorbed in you that I didn't see what happened to it.
Oh well, guess I can't blame you for that. Besides, it's no biggie. Alright, Lady Spinel, I think we've had enough fun for one night. What do you say we head back home?
Are you sure? What about that mask girl? I thought you really wanted her.
Well, sure. But remember how Morgan said to leave her alone? Besides, No one but Lancelot could take her now. Anyway, I'm just gonna have to think up another way to make her mine.
I see. No, she's stronger than I am. Ugh, that little brat. I was so excited to tear her apart. Is it okay if I go kill the fairies here? I need to blow up some steam before I die from the stress.
Oh, don't worry. We just have to change our approach. Remember what I told you before. Can't hurt the outside, rot the inside. If Mash wants to rescue people as child property, we'll let her do just that. That way, it will just be a matter of time until she feels her conscience weighing down on her. The more she goes around passing herself off as child property, the more despondent she'll end up. That's just how things seem to work here in the land of the Fae. In a span of a few seconds, it took for the two figures to fall from the castle keep to the courtyard. The girl made a desperate dash down the castle wall, fatal Bogart in her arms, and turned to absorb the burnt of the impact herself. Though she knew it was the only thing she could do to keep Bogart alive, she hadn't accounted for his weight being added to her fall, and even she couldn't help but experience a short bout of dizziness upon standing up.
I'm okay. I'm okay. What about you, Bogart? You alright?
More or less. Besides, this is my second time falling from the height.
Though panting and out of breath, Bogart's flippant remarks were as cutting as ever. The girl gave a great sigh of relief, but that relief proved short-lived. Bogart's body was cold as stone, and his breathing faint and shallow.
We need to get you to a medic right away. But I'm afraid everyone in the castle is...
It's alright. I know all the medics are gone. I can hear the sound. I can hear the sounds of swords clashing, flames spreading, and my soldiers' battle cries and death throes. So, the enemy has made it inside the castle.
Yes, they have. By the time I got back, it was already too late.
Why did you? Never mind. Just take me to the rear gate. I trust you can do that, since you came all this way for me.
Of course. Oh, but Habitat still isn't... I'm right here! Jeez, I can't believe you just jumped out of the castle like that. Still, it did turn out to be the fastest way to escape. No, I guess it all worked out. Oh, thank goodness. I guess I should have known you would be light on your feet, Happy Cat. You know it. Plus, my spinning wheel here can actually fly a bit. Trust me, it's a lot more versatile than it looks. But don't call me Happy Cat. It makes me too happy. Right. Okay, I'm going to take Bogart to the rear gate. Would you cover me, Habitat?
Habitat nodded. Of course. The girl tried to lift Bogart's great bulk, only to realize the magical energy that had been surging through her moments ago had vanished. Between her battle with Lancelot and the fall she had just taken, she had long since reached her limit.
You fool. Tamlin or not, you're still half human.
Stop, Bogart. You must. You're in no condition to carry me. Please, put me down. I can walk on my own.
Don't be ridiculous. You don't even have the strength to escape my grip. Come, the rear gate is this way. Hurry.
Bogart picked the girl up roughly and staggered forward as quickly as Bloody Body could move, which was, of course, not very quick at all. But he kept on, slowly but surely, like a groom carrying his bride across the threshold.
Oh man, I think it's even worse now. There are more fairies packed in front of the gate now than ever, Bogart. There's no way we can get close without the Queen's soldiers spotting us.
Up to that point, Avatar had been able to keep them away from the Queen's soldiers. But that luck was not to last. If they were to approach the gate now, all eyes would be on Bargard and the Child of Prophecy.
You're right. It's fortunate that the gate is already open. But at this rate... No. We can still get out through the gate. If we stay here, it will only be a matter of time until they find us anyway. Thanks to you. I've got a good deal of my strength back. I can run. Some of my citizens still can't make up their minds about whether they should stay or go. I have to help them escape. Keep your head down until we're outside. Child of Prophecy. I don't want you drawing attention to yourself now.
Huh? Okay, if you say so.
Alright, let's go. What are you fools doing? The castle has fallen. The battle on the main street is over. The Queen's soldiers are headed this way. Escape through the rear gate and get to the twisted hole in this note hill. I trust you know what I mean by that, my fellow Sheffielders.
Look, Bargard, you're alive? Right. Thistle Hill's Twisted Hole is a one-way road. That's where the night call.
That's where I'm going. If any of you have any prospects, other prospects, you're free to take them. But don't stay here.
That's where I'm going. If any of you have any other prospect, you're free to take them. But don't stay here.
Don't you hear that? Darwin's Black Dogs, the main force of the Queen's army, are headed this way.
At Bargard's command, the fairies began scrambling through the rear gate. As he carried a girl in his arms, Bargard himself continued to walk through the gate slowly, calmly, setting an example to keep the nearby fairies from panicking.
I'm impressed, Bargard. But how's getting them outside gonna help? Look behind us. The Queen's army's rear is hot on our heels. They'll catch up to these fairies in no time unless someone closes the gate. Huh? The gate's closing. Wow, Bargard. I'm impressed. Was it set up to do that automatically when you pass through it?
Yes, I suppose. By some curious stroke of luck, it was.
Huh?
Hearing Bargard speak through clenched teeth, the girl sensed something was amiss. She lifted her head and turned to look back at the now far-off gate.
Wait. Please wait. Ah! Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you for rescuing me that day. Thank you for giving me a name. Thank you for always smiling at me.
Still cradled in Bargard's arms, the girl gathered all her strength to wave back at the two fairies with the brightest smile she could muster.
I can't believe it. Bargard's alive. And is that Mash there with him? Then she must have made it back in time to save him. That's great. I can't believe she pulled it out. But with the gate still open...
Oh crap! Even at this distance, Mash looking real pale. Lancelot must have gotten her. That's gotta be why Bargard's carrying her. But hey, at least now they can get away. What a relief. Come on, Rob. Let's go after them. This is our chance to travel with Mash again.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. Hell, maybe we could even make Bargard part of the gang. He'd make the perfect bodyguard. That way, Mash's job would get a little easier too. I bet Winky wouldn't be too happy about it though. But before we get to that, there's something else we've got to do first.
Huh? What do you mean, Rob? Is it important?
Yup, real important. And we're the only ones who can. I can't do it alone. No, it's something we have to do, Wag.
Are you okay, Rob? Is something wrong? Whatever it is, you can tell me. You're my big brother. Whatever you want to do, I'm game.
Thanks, Wag. Alright then, let's go close the gate. Don't worry, I still remember what you told me before. All we have to do is lower the levers to close the gate, then destroy the safety mechanism so they can't be opened again. That'll trap the Queen's soldiers inside for a good while.
Aw, but Rob, that means we... Aha! Now I've gotcha. Okay, Rob, just leave it to me. But we can at least say goodbye, right? We wouldn't want Mash to worry about us.
No, we wouldn't. And since the Queen's soldiers are gonna break into the guardhouses anyway, we might as well, run up to the top of the gate. From there. Okay, good. I just made eye contact with Bogart. He's sharper than he looks, so I'm sure he'll figure out what's going on. What are you fools doing?
Bogart's resonant voice rang throughout the town square. While it did snap the fairies out of the panic, it also alerted the Queen's army to their location.
Okay, let's do this, Wag. You know, I think this is the most excited I've been since we got to Fairy Britain.
You said it, Rob. We might have been in all sorts of trouble before, and life wasn't always easy here. But now, I'm real glad we came. Sacrifice. And so, the two brothers closed the gate. It goes without saying that the Queen's soldiers were none too pleased. Once they found the fairies in hiding in the guardhouses, the pair became the target of an army's frustration. The brothers saw Bogart shrinking into the distance, and in his arms, the girl looking back at them. Look, Rob, it's Mash. She sees us. Hey, Mash, I'm glad you're okay. I wish I was smart enough to see this better, but thanks for saving our lives. Thanks for everything. Rob looked with sadness and pride at his brother happily waving at the girl. Sound of boots echoed louder from downstairs. Soon, the brothers' journey would be over.
You know, putting your life on the line to protect what's most important to you is kind of nice. Oh, screw it. Who cares about the Queen's soldiers? I'm gonna wave to her too. Bye, Mash. Take care. Don't worry about us. You paid us back and then some long ago. Thanks again for saving us, prophecy or no prophecy. You're the weirdest knight I've ever met, but I wouldn't have it any other way. This was the best trip I ever had. I'll never forget it.
Shit. Later, some of the Queen's knights went out to search for the escapees. But Bogart and the others were nowhere to be seen. And so, the Battle of Sheffield came to an end, with the voices of two fairies waving right up to their final moment. Man. Press F to pay respect. Alright. Let's finish this section and then we're gonna finish the rest of that this arc 1 part. So finish this section. The fairies who escaped from Sheffield evacuated to a cave north of the city. It was the whole of Thistle Hill, a dread cave known to home to a single night call. Bogart said he had readied the cave to serve as a shelter in the event of an emergency. He said he had defeated the night call himself, that it was now a perfectly safe hideout. Naturally, it contained stores of food for humans and the fairies' favorite kind of oak trees. Bogart had done his duty as the Lord of Sheffield, but now...
Please, Lord Bogart, drink this. It's Thistle Morning Dew. It should at least keep you from getting parched.
Bogart had gone still, his body horribly cold. The light drained from his eyes. His strength hadn't really returned. His march to safety had been one final act of defiance from the Lord of Sheffield.
Child prophecy. Are you there?
Yes, Lord Bogart. I'm right here.
Lord, huh? Well, that makes sense. There are other ferries here, after all. This cave leads to eastern Odbena, Britain's ley line caverns. They can take you to any of the other cities without needing to set foot above ground. You can use them to make your escape. Guards, now that you've shaken the Queen's pursuers, you are to remain here for the time being. Whatever you do not ask Nakna Riaba for protection. She may be magnanimous to those who join, but she's ruthless to any who try to leave. She's little better than Morgan. If you must seek help, go south and find a round trip. Bogart, please, you need to rest. Don't worry, my fellow guards and I will keep the people of Sheffield safe. The people of Sheffield, huh? I built Sheffield out of anger at being banished from Norwich 100 years ago. I never realized it until now, but I cared more about it than I realized. Being the lord of this domain and its people, it gave me a fiery sense of purpose. Yes, I did hate Morgan. I hate Woodrose and Spriggan too. I wanted to rule Fairy Britain to get revenge on all of them. But the truth is, I wanted to protect Norwich as well. I wanted to save my people and live up to their expectations of me. And above all, I wanted to go back home. Back to that city of sticky ocean wind and antsy craft berries. How strange. I always thought I hated that city's restless atmosphere. Do you understand these odd feelings, child of prophecy?
Yes, I do. You've described a hometown. Your hometown. Right from the start, you were routing soldiers just so you could save Norwich, Lord Bogart.
Huh. I must have been more transparent than I thought. Tell me, child prophecy, you who hates war, what happened to that iron cylinder?
She shook her head from side to side, unsure if Bogart could even see her.
I see. It seems I unwittingly gave you an excuse to escape. I don't regret anything I did as the Lord of Sheffield, but... Mash, right to the end, I won it.
And so, Bogart quietly breathed his last. Even as the fairies grieved the loss of their lord, they were troubled by worry over what tomorrow may bring. Just when the mood in the cave couldn't get any more despondent, the lone girl raised her head with a strong sense of purpose.
Lady Mash, where are you going with your shield?
Hey, she's not Bogart's wife anymore. So, what you gonna do now, Mash? I'm going to Norwich.
Norwich? Lady Mash? By yourself?
Yes, and not because I may be the child of prophecy. I'm going because Norwich needs help. Right now, I want to save it more than anything. I feel like that's what I have to do.
Then we'll come with you. It's our job to keep the child prophecy safe.
Don't be daft. You guys' job is to protect the townspeople, right? I know how you feel, but you can't just abandon your post like that. Not unless you want Bogart haunting you from the afterlife.
Well, yeah, that's true, but we can't send Lady Mash out alone.
She won't be alone. I'm going with her. Plus, we have a guide right here. Mr. Wolf, I knew you would stay with me.
The wolf turned without so much as a sound and began walking away, deep into the dark caverns that lead to the labyrinth known as the Odvina.
Huh? You mean we're leaving right now? Somebody's impatient. Then again, I guess time isn't exactly on our side. If we're going to take the Odvina, it'll take us over a week to get to Norwich. And since there's no telling when this calamity pool might make a move, we don't have any time to rest.
I suppose you're right. The Odvina is a dangerous place. We would only slow Lady Mash down if we went along. Good luck, Lady Mash. And thank you for bringing Lord Bogard back to us.
Not at all. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Take care of yourselves, everyone. I'm off to save Norwich as the Knight of Sheffield. And so, the girl's journey truly began. While there were other dangers for her to overcome in the Urbina, those stories will have to wait for another time. The other child prophecy would make her way through the labyrinth, befriending new fairies along the way, to arrive in the fateful city of Norwich. What will happen there? You'll just have to see in the main story. To be continued. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to end that stream. It's past like 10:30. So, I guess we're gonna finish the rest of that Act 1 part before the week after we'll be releasing Act 2's part. So, I'll see you guys in the next part of the FGL live stream for Avalon LeFay. So, peace out and have a good night.